Most men don't realize the moment their power begins to fade. Not when their hair turns gray, not when their body slows down, but the moment they start reacting to everything around them. Listen carefully, because this is a truth many men discover far too late. As a man grows older, the world begins to test him in quiet ways. Younger people move faster. Technology changes overnight. Opinions become louder, harsher, and more impatient. And slowly, without realizing it, many men begin to feel like the ground beneath them is shifting. This is where most men make their biggest mistake. They try to fight the noise, they argue more, they defend themselves more. They feel the need to prove that they still matter, that they are still strong, still capable, still respected. But the harder they try to prove it, the more their energy leaks away. Powerful men understand something different. They understand the silent strength of emotional control. Stoicism is not about becoming cold. It is not about suppressing feelings or pretending nothing affects you. Stoicism is about mastering the one thing that decides the quality of your life, your reaction. An older man who reacts to every insult, every disagreement, every small frustration becomes predictable. And when a man becomes predictable, the world learns how to control him. But a man who remains calm, even when others expect him to explode, becomes something rare. He becomes difficult to shake. Think about the men you naturally respect. Not the loudest ones. Not the ones who argue endlessly online. Not the ones trying to dominate every conversation. The men people truly respect often say very little. When they speak, people listen. When they walk into a room, their presence feels steady, grounded, unshaken by chaos. That kind of presence does not come from youth, strength, or status. It comes from emotional discipline built over years. Here's something most people will never admit. The older you get, the more valuable your calmness becomes. Young men often believe strength is about aggression, about proving themselves in every moment. But age slowly reveals a deeper truth. The man who controls himself controls the situation. The moment you stop needing to win every argument, something powerful happens. People begin to reveal themselves more clearly. Their emotions rise, their frustrations surface, their intentions become obvious. And while they are reacting, you are observing. That observation becomes wisdom. Wisdom becomes clarity, and clarity becomes power. This is why Stoicism has guided strong men for thousands of years. Not because life becomes easier with age, but because life becomes more complicated. Family responsibilities grow heavier, financial pressures appear, relationships test your patience, society expects maturity while offering less understanding. Without emotional discipline, many men slowly burn out. They become bitter, they become reactive, they lose the quiet authority they once had. But the men who adopt Stoic thinking move differently. They pause before speaking, they think before reacting, they choose their battles carefully. And because of that, their words begin to carry weight again. An older man who learns to master his emotions becomes something extremely rare in today's world. He becomes stable in a time where most people are constantly overwhelmed. And stability is power. One of the harsh truths men discover with age is this: the world does not slow down to accommodate your emotions. People still expect you to make decisions, to lead your family, to stay composed when things go wrong, to remain dependable when others panic. This responsibility can feel heavy, but Stoicism teaches something most people never learn. Not everything deserves your emotional energy. Think about how many things try to steal your attention every day. News headlines designed to provoke outrage, online arguments that lead nowhere, opinions from people who know nothing about your life yet speak as if they do. If a man reacts to all of it, his mind becomes crowded, and a crowded mind cannot think clearly. Stoic philosophy reminds men of a simple but life-changing principle. There are things you control and things you do not. Your reaction, you control. Your choices, you control. Your discipline, you control. But the behavior of others, the opinions of strangers, the unexpected events life throws at you, those things will always exist beyond your control. Wise men understand this boundary. Instead of exhausting themselves trying to control everything around them, they focus on mastering themselves. This shift changes how you experience life. Imagine two men facing the same problem, a business setback, a disagreement in a relationship, a difficult moment in their family. The first man reacts emotionally. He raises his voice, becomes frustrated, and lets the stress consume him. His energy drains quickly, and the situation often becomes worse. The second man pauses. He observes, he speaks carefully. His calmness changes the entire atmosphere of the situation. People trust calm leadership. They feel safer around it. And when people feel safe, they listen. That ability alone can transform how others treat you. Stoicism also teaches something older men especially need to hear. Your value is not measured by how loudly you defend yourself. Your value is measured by how consistently you stand by your principles. A man who chases approval becomes exhausted. He constantly adjusts himself to satisfy everyone around him. And the more he tries, the more invisible his true identity becomes. But a man guided by principles does not bend so easily. He knows what matters to him. He knows what kind of life he wants to live. He knows which battles deserve his attention and which distractions should be ignored. This clarity gives older men a powerful advantage, because with age comes experience. You have already seen how temporary most problems are. You have watched arguments fade, trends disappear, and people change their opinions overnight. So why allow temporary noise to disturb your peace? The Stoic mindset teaches you to step back and view life from a wider perspective. When something frustrating happens, instead of reacting immediately, ask yourself a quiet question. Will this matter a year from now? Often the answer is no. And when you realize that, you save your energy for the things that truly matter: your health, your family, your personal growth, your purpose. Men who understand this become emotionally steady in a world that constantly pulls people into chaos. And that steadiness begins to shape the way others see you, not as someone easily provoked, but as someone grounded, someone reliable, someone whose presence alone brings calm to difficult moments. That is the quiet authority Stoicism builds over time. There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes something uncomfortable. Not everyone around him truly wants the best for him. Some people enjoy drama, some people thrive on conflict, and some people unconsciously try to pull others into their emotional storms. This is where Stoicism becomes more than a philosophy. It becomes protection. A Stoic man understands that reacting emotionally to every challenge gives other people control over his inner state. If someone can make you angry within seconds, they hold power over you. If someone can ruin your entire day with a few careless words, they control more of your life than they should. Stoicism quietly removes that power. It teaches men to pause between stimulus and response. That pause may only last a few seconds, but inside those seconds lives your freedom. Instead of reacting automatically, you choose how you respond, and that choice changes everything. Imagine a heated conversation. Someone criticizes you unfairly. Maybe they misunderstand your intentions. Maybe they speak from their own frustration. Many people react instantly. Voices rise, emotions escalate. Soon the conversation becomes a battle rather than a discussion. But a Stoic man does something different. He listens. He stays calm. He refuses to let someone else's emotions dictate his behavior. This does not mean he accepts disrespect. Stoicism is not weakness. It means he addresses the situation with clarity rather than anger. Calm responses often disarm aggressive energy. When someone expects a reaction and receives calmness instead, their emotional momentum fades. This is why emotional control is one of the most powerful forms of influence. Another truth older men must face is this: time becomes more valuable than ever. When you are young, you feel like you have endless time to waste on unnecessary arguments, stressful environments, and relationships that drain you. But age reveals a different reality. Your time becomes your most precious resource. Stoicism helps you protect that resource. Instead of giving your attention to people who thrive on negativity, you step away. Instead of holding grudges that poison your peace, you let go. Not because the situation was acceptable, but because your peace is more valuable than prolonged resentment. Many men carry emotional weight for years: old arguments, old disappointments, old anger toward people who have already moved on. That emotional baggage quietly steals joy from the present moment. Stoicism invites men to release it. You cannot control the past. You cannot rewrite old conversations, but you can choose how much power those memories hold over your mind today. This is why Stoic men often appear peaceful even after facing many challenges in life. They understand something many people miss. Peace does not come from having a perfect life. Peace comes from mastering how you process life's imperfections. An older man who learns this lesson becomes stronger in a deeper way, not through physical force, not through status, but through inner stability. And in a world where emotional instability is becoming more common, inner stability stands out more than ever. As men grow older, they often begin searching for something deeper than success or recognition. They begin searching for meaning, because eventually, every man realizes that achievements alone cannot create lasting fulfillment. Money helps, status can open doors, accomplishments can create opportunities, but none of those things guarantee inner peace. Stoicism addresses this search for meaning by reminding men of a simple but powerful truth. Life is temporary, not in a way meant to create fear, but in a way meant to create clarity. When you truly accept that your time is limited, your priorities begin to shift. Petty conflicts lose importance. Unnecessary stress becomes easier to release. You begin to focus more on how you live each day, rather than how others judge your life. This awareness transforms the way you approach relationships as well. A Stoic man values loyalty, honesty, and mutual respect. He invests his time in people who share those values and gradually distances himself from relationships built on constant conflict or manipulation. This decision is not about pride, it is about protecting the environment around your mind. Because the people closest to you influence your emotional state more than anything else. Older men who embrace Stoicism become intentional about the energy they allow into their lives. They speak thoughtfully. They listen more deeply. They stop trying to impress everyone. Instead, they focus on becoming the kind of man whose character speaks louder than his words. Over time, something remarkable begins to happen. People start trusting them more. Family members seek their advice. Friends rely on their calm perspective during difficult moments. And younger generations begin noticing something different about them. They notice patience, they notice stability, they notice a quiet confidence that does not need validation. That kind of presence cannot be purchased or faked. It is built slowly through self-control, reflection, and discipline. Stoicism does not promise a life free from challenges. Difficult moments will still come, loss will still happen, unexpected problems will still appear. But Stoicism prepares you to face those moments with strength rather than panic. And that strength creates a life of quiet dignity. The truth is, every man eventually becomes older. But not every man becomes wiser. Wisdom is not automatic. It is a choice made repeatedly, choosing patience over anger, clarity over reaction, purpose over distraction. If more men understood the power of emotional discipline, their later years would not feel like decline. They would feel like mastery. Because the man who controls his mind becomes stronger with time, not weaker. His experience sharpens his judgment. His calmness deepens his influence. And his presence begins to carry a kind of authority that youth alone can never produce. So let me ask you something personal. Do you believe emotional control becomes more important as a man grows older? Or do you think most men ignore this lesson until it's too late? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read them. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who might need to hear this today. Because sometimes, the strongest lessons in life arrive quietly.